Hello everyone. In the previous video we completed our topic the leaf and today's topic is flowers and fruits. So let's begin. The most attractive part of a flowering plant is the flower. So the first thing that attracts you towards the plant, that is the flower. So next an activity is there. So let's see what they say. Activity 10, experimental investigation. Collect flowers of different plants. Do not pluck flowers from the plant. Pick only the fallen ones. Observe them. Do they differ in their size, shape and color? So what do you need to do? First of all, collect the different flowers, okay, and observe the different size, shape and color of that, and make a chart and write all the things that are mentioned in this, like size, shape and color of a particular flower, and then write down. Okay, next we have, you can recognize a plant by its flowers. Most flowers have a sweet smell. The smell of some flowers is so strong that moths are attracted to them from long distances. Some flowers have no smell at all. Some have an unpleasant smell. Okay, so students, each and every flower has its own smell, and you can even recognize the flower by its smell also. So the next we have structure of a flower. That means what are the different parts of a flower. Flowers vary in many ways. Most flowers have the same basic structure. A typical flower has a stalk called pedicel, which joins it to the stem. The uppermost part of the pedicel is whiter and is known as the thalamus. On the top of the thalamus, the different parts of flower are arranged in rings or rolls, and the outermost roll consists of green leaf-like structures called sepals. These protect the flower when it is still a bud. Next to the sepals are the petals. These are generally brightly colored and scented to attract insects that help in reproduction. If we remove the petals, we can see the stamens. These are the male parts of the flower. Each stamen consists of a thin green stalk or filament with a bag-like head called the anther. The anther contains pollen grains, which are fine dust-like particles. These take part in reproduction. In the center of the flower rises a flask-shaped structure called the pistil or carpel. This is the female part of the flower. Its base is slightly swollen and is called the ovary. The short tube-like upper part is the style, and this above it is the stigma. The stigma receives pollen grains from the anthers. Inside the ovary are small bead-like structures called ovules. However, some flowers have no sepals. In others, sepals and petals are exactly alike. Some may have no stamens and others may have no carpels.
So students, check this structure of a flower carefully. So first we have the pedicel. Look at this area. This is just directly attached to the stem, right? And afterwards this pedicel widens up here, okay? And this is known as thalamus. Clear? This is pedicel and this is thalamus, right? And afterwards this thalamus then further divides in these green colored structure, and these are known as sepals, right? And singular this is called sepal, but when these are in collective form they are known as calyx, right? And afterwards look at this part, this one, both these are called stamen. That means a male part. Which part? Male part. So this is male part, and look at this carefully. This tube-like structure is known as filament. Clear? And look at this bilobed structure. This structure is known as anther. Okay, and in these anthers small pollen grains are present. So pollen grains are just dotted like structure, very small and minute in size, and these are visible with the naked eye, but the size is very small. Okay, so these kind of pollen grains are present in this anther. Clear? And the next part we have this one. Look at this carefully. This is called carpel. Carpel, it's a female part. Carpel, that means it's a female part, and in this three main parts are there in this whole carpel. It is divided in three parts. Look at this: first, second, and this third. Got it? So the first of all we have ovary. Okay, ovary, that means where eggs or ovules are present. Got it? Here ovules are present. So these are ovules. Look at this carefully. This colored one, these are ovules. Okay, and this complete structure is called ovary. And afterwards this ovary enlarges. After this, look at this tube-like structure. This tube-like structure is known as style. What do we call it? Style. Clear? And afterwards it changes into a broad part, and this is known as stigma. Clear? This is called stigma. So these are the three parts of carpel: ovary, style, and stigma. This is called female part. Even you can say it gynoecium. Okay, this is gynoecium, and the male part is called androecium. Clear? And the next we have petals. Okay, so these are colored part of a flower. Okay, they are vary in color. Means they vary in color. Means each and every flower has its different color. Okay, petal is in singular form, but collectively we call all these corolla. Clear? So this is the parts of a flower: pedicel, then sepals, then petals. This is stamen. Okay, filament, anther, carpel, ovary, ovules, style, and stigma. Clear?
So students, next an activity is there. So let's see. Examine the structure of flowers from any three plants whose leaves you observed in activity 6. Complete this table. So students, you performed activity 6, in which you collected some different leaves and observe its color, size, and even the shape of that. Okay, and even arrangement of veins also. And in this table, what you need to do, let's see: name of plant or flower, shape of flower, size of flower, number of sepals, petals, stamens, pistils, and color of petals. So in this activity you need to observe all the different parts of the flower and even note down the shape, size, and how many sepals are present, how many petals are present, and even the number of stamens, pistils. Okay, so all these things you need to observe and make a chart of that. Okay, here any three flowers you take to complete this activity. So students, next term we have pollination. So let's see. The pollen grains are transferred from the anther to the stigma of either the same flower or of another flower of the same kind by wind, water, or insect. This process is known as pollination. After pollination, the ovary swells up and changes into a fruit, and the ovules change into seeds. A fruit is generally made up of a fruit wall and seeds. Figure 8.19 shows the section of a mango, a lemon, and an apple. So students, what is a pollination? First of all, pollination is a process in which from anther some pollen grains transfer to the stigma of the same flower or on the another flower of the same plant. Okay, so this is called pollination. So here a fact is there. So let's see what is the fact. Rafflesia is the biggest flower. It grows to have a diameter of about 1 meter. The flower gives off the smell of rotting meat to attract pollinating flies. Okay, so the world's biggest flower is Rafflesia. Got it? And it spreads over 1 meter of the diameter. Clear? So students, now look at the picture carefully. Pollination by insects. So what is happening here? An insect is just wandering from one flower to the another flower, and by its this movement, the pollen grains, they are just transmitting from first flower to the second flower. Okay, and then down the next picture we have sections of some fruits. So this fruit area, this is known as ovary. Okay, and the seeds, they are ovules. Clear? So ovules always change in seeds, and the ovary change into the fruit. Clear? So students, last activity of this chapter is activity 12. Carefully remove the pistil from two flowers. Cut the ovary using a sharp blade in two different ways. Can you see the ovules? Draw a diagram of the ovary and ovules. So students, what do we need to do in this activity? First of all, we need to take two flowers and remove their pistils carefully, and afterwards cut both the pistils in different sections, like one is in horizontal, then the next one should be in the vertical section. Okay, and afterwards you will observe the ovules and ovary, and afterwards you will draw both the pictures carefully. Okay, and this is how you can see the shape of the ovary and the arrangement of ovules in it. Okay, so students, our chapter completes over here, and in the next video we will discuss about the back exercise of this and some questions also. Okay, until that you need to practice about the flowers and the fruits. Okay.